Hi, welcome back. This is the Slow Cozy podcast. My name is Whitney, and thanks for coming by. This is episode 3. And I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And yeah, this is mainly a knitting podcast. It's also just a bunch of crafty stuff that I feel like doing. There's no huge rhyme or reason. Knitting is the main focus, but hopefully you enjoy what I have to say. I'm here with my coffee. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you're having a good day, whatever you're doing. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you have some time to come sit with me, get cozy, grab a drink or snack, and or you're knitting, and come join us. I feel like, well, actually I know these past 2 weeks have been like super busy for me, so this is going to be a little, I mean, can it be different since it's only episode 3? I don't really know, but I don't know if any of you watched the last episode, but I mentioned that I was going out of town, so I went down to California to visit my sister and brother-in-law, and I was down there for 9 days, so that's most of the 2 weeks. So I actually don't have any finished objects today, but I hope you stick around because I have some acquisitions and some fun stuff to talk about from California, and yeah, hopefully you'll stick around. Okay, so what's new with me? Obviously the trip to San Francisco, which was amazing. So I wasn't, my sister and brother-in-law don't live right in San Francisco, they're just south of there. Which is nice because for any of you who know San Francisco, you know that it's actually a pretty cold city, especially in the summer, weird enough. Like, I think August might be the coldest month of the year there, and it's often windy and kind of foggy. So where I was staying south of there is actually much nicer in general. There's like no wind. I mean, it was cold while I was there, but I mean, it varied anywhere from, I think, like 16 degrees Celsius up to 20, 27. So that was perfect for me. I did get a chance to visit a couple knitting stores and also fabric stores, so I'll talk about that because I did acquire some things. So we'll talk about that later. But yeah, it was just a very relaxing time. I'm not really a tourist there anymore because I've been there quite a few times. I'm really lucky. So this time I could just kind of focus more on spending time with family and catching up with them. And it's always nice to go out there and see kind of how they live day to day. So yeah, it was good. It was great. I left on the 8th, so I left on Mother's Day, and I came back on Tuesday, which would have been the 17th, I think. Yeah, today's the 20th, and this will be up tomorrow, hopefully. Anyways, what else? I've been doing a lot of gardening. My boyfriend, he took care of all of my seedlings while I was away. I think I have around, I want to say like 80 to 100 down in the basement. I have this little grow up going. Half of those are tomatoes. I know I'm crazy, but I'm convinced I'm going to kill all of them. So I figured I might as well start more than I need. And actually this weekend in Calgary, like the May long weekend, is generally when people start putting their plants outside, because before now there's a pretty good chance of frost. Like even tonight it's gonna dip below 0, I think, for the next couple days. So it's kind of a tricky time. It's really unpredictable, but I mean, that's part of the fun of it. And I'm fairly new to gardening, so we'll see how it goes. I don't have any expectations. Hopefully I just do a little better than I did last year. And I might, later on in the summer, I might show you around the backyard, especially with the coop being built, the chicken coop, and yeah, show you how things are going. So yeah, yeah, speaking of chickens, we have the final go-ahead now. We had to take a course online on how to care for chickens, and actually, like, I laugh, but it was really, really helpful. It confirmed a lot of the research I had already done, but the person teaching the course, they had so much information, and obviously were really well versed in doing that. So yeah, now I just have to design it, which is a little nerve-wracking for me. I mentioned before that my educational background is in architecture, so this is kind of my jam, but it's been a long time since I've done any of that kind of related work. So I think it'll be fun. I just think I need to try and not put too much pressure on myself. And sorry if you can hear barking outside. That's our neighbor's dog, Rio. We love her, but she loves to bark. So sorry about that. Anyways, so official go ahead with the chicken coop. Hopefully we can get that going soon. It's going to take some work. I want to make sure that I have the design pretty much down, as well as cost. Like, as you all know, material for construction is so expensive, as is everything else these days. So hopefully we can do it fairly reasonably, but I mean, it's not going to be a cheap project. Also, I wanted to talk about the intro. So if you've watched my other episodes, you will notice that the music is different, and I've tried to add some. Hopefully the little extra at the beginning will be ready by the time I post this, but I was mortified. After my last episode I put up, I got a copyright claim, and I was under the impression that I was using royalty-free music that I could use, and I even put the information for the music down in the show notes, in the description, but apparently I'm using someone's copyrighted material without their I guess prior approval, which I hate that. I haven't figured out yet. I'm hoping to change that in my second episode, and probably the first one too. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. So it's not like YouTube isn't telling me to take anything down or anything. I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, I think it would be if I'm monetizing these, but I'm not doing that. So I don't think it's a huge deal. But I decided to go ahead and pick a new song, and I mean, you're kind of going through this with me, so hopefully it's okay if things kind of switch up every once in a while, because I'm hoping through this I can learn and maybe do things a little bit better and change things up when I feel like it. So yeah, just thought I'd talk about that a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely a rule follower, so anything copyright claim or whatever, it terrifies me. And I just I, as someone who is creative and I appreciate any sort of intellectual property, anyone's creative output, I don't want to claim as my own or use it inappropriately. So I take that pretty seriously. So yeah, anyways, okay, we'll start with what I'm wearing like usual. So this is the Poetria sweater by Sari Norlund. I believe this is kind of her second version of this lace pattern. I know that she had, I think it was just called the Poet sweater in one of the previous Lene magazines. So this is the DK weight version. And if you can tell, I'm not sure if you can, but the yarn is super fluffy. It's one of those, I guess it's like a tube and then they blow the fibers in. So this is from Knit Picks. It's called Daydream DK, and unfortunately it was a limited edition, so it's discontinued now. But this is the color Tulip, and I got it on sale over a year ago. I finished this sweater I think around this time last year. And I actually have a ton left. I haven't figured out how to use it, but it's really soft and fluffy. It actually feels less soft once it's knitted up, but it's still good. The only thing I don't love about this sweater is how easily it gets like itchy when it's hot. So it has alpaca, merino, and nylon in it. I think the nylon content would be just the tube that they blow the fibers into, but I'm not sure what it is about. Usually I don't find alpaca itchy, but there's something about this that it gets to me if I'm like sweating at all. So it's really great for like spring nights when it's still a little bit cold here. At night it's great, like if you're sitting outside and it's just kind of chilly and you need something warmer. But I haven't gotten a ton of wear out of it because it is this like, well, it's this pink color that I don't typically wear, but it's super fun to wear this kind of color at this time of year, like springtime. It's really nice. So what else can I say about this? Oh yeah, I didn't modify it too much. I think I did an extra arm decrease, and I also I think I knit it a bit longer than what the pattern recommends, but I mean that's not really too much of a modification. So yeah, this is the Poetria, and this is another one that I only have one picture up on Ravelry. It's the just like a work in progress photo. It's like when I was working on the yoke. So again, I've been really bad, and I haven't, even from last episode when I said I might put up some more pictures, I haven't done that yet. So eventually we'll see. So moving on to finished objects, I don't have any this time. I actually debated not podcasting today or not recording today because I don't have anything finished, but I'm going to give it a try and see how it goes. This might be a slightly shorter podcast just because I don't have a ton of things. Like as you'll see, I only brought one thing to work on in San Francisco. So I made a ton of progress on one thing, but otherwise I have not finished completely anything. So I guess we'll move right on to the works in progress. So I'll start with the baby romper. So if you watched last episode, you'll remember this. This is the Lille Dahlia solo onesie, and the designer is, I think her name is Lene Holme Samsøe. So I'm just looking at my notes here. And she's also Lenit on Ravelry. And this is an amazing pattern. I talked a bit about it before. I'll give you guys some more info because I realized, excuse me, I haven't been talking much about like needle size, modifications, all that stuff. So I figured some of you might appreciate seeing all that info. So hopefully you're okay with me talking about that. But so this, since last time I talked with you guys, I added the little ribbing to the legs and the like bottom area where you would add buttons. So that's pretty much all I have left to do. I just need to add the button for the back and the buttons at the bottom and block it, and it should be done. This is for a friend, or a couple friends are having a kid. I think she's due in June. And it's their first baby, so it's really exciting. Hopefully they love it. I love it. I think it's really cute. Yeah, so hopefully I'll snap some photos of this before I wrap it up and bring it to the baby shower. But yeah, if I don't have it with me next episode, which I don't think I will, yeah, I'll add some pictures in when it's finished. So that's the first one. Oh, and sorry, I'm already forgetting to do what I said I would do. Okay, so this pattern recommends a 2.5 and 3 millimeter needles. And I used one size up for each. So I went with US 2 and US 3, so 2.75 and 3.25, the larger one being for the main body and the smaller ones being for the ribbing. I'm a really tight knitter, so I tend to have to always go up one size. So I actually almost always, when I swatch, go up one needle size automatically because I found I'm consistently too tight in my gauge. So this one I didn't swatch for because it is such a small garment, and I mean, babies, if I've learned one thing from so many of my friends having kids these past couple of years is, like, all babies are so different. They're all like this general like round shape, but they can be tall, they can be like, they can weigh anywhere from like 5 pounds to 10 pounds, and like that you don't really know. So what I like to do is generally make one size up from the smallest. So this one is a 3 to 6 months. But I didn't gauge swatch, so who knows what it is. But I think it generally looks good. Like, I think this will fit a baby that's probably a little bit older, but it's also nice to have like something to grow into. So, and again, I mentioned this last time, but I use the Sadness Garn Tin Merino. I'm totally butchering that, I'm sorry. And this is the green gray color. And I used 100 grams. I got 2 balls of yarn, and it was like just enough. I have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit left. So it'll be enough to sew on the buttons and to do all that little finishing stuff, and maybe keep some for like mending or something if it's needed. But yeah, it was perfect. It's the perfect little little gift knit, I think. Okay, moving on. So I actually forgot my next one. So I'll be right back. Just one sec. Okay, I'm back. Can't believe I had like 3 things and I forgot them upstairs. So good thing for pause. So this I am so excited about this. I did not talk about this last episode, but I did talk about it in the first, and I just had a tiny bit done. But this was the one project I brought with me to California to work on, because I had, and it's a good thing, I had some issues coming back home. I packed pretty light on the way there. I knew I wanted to carry on my suitcase, and then I'd probably check it on the way back just in case I bought some stuff, which I did. So I bought some stuff out there, and then I also had a few things to bring home that my parents had out there. I think they had it shipped out there, and it just like when they were visiting and they didn't have time to wait for it to get home. Anyways, I brought that home, and I was so worried. I could barely close my suitcase. Like, I was worried if they were going to search it for customs purposes that they wouldn't be able to get it back closed again. It was just like a small carry-on size, and I think it weighed close to 50 pounds. It was ridiculous. Anyways, this is the one project I brought. So I'll show this to you. I have way more done now. So this is I'll show it to you here. Hopefully you can see that. This is the Faye Sweater by Fiona Alice, and it's it's in the Amarisu magazine from Spring Summer 2021. This is a gorgeous pattern. Honestly, there are so many little details in the way this is written that are new to me, and I really love the balance between like the stockinette at the front that's on this bias, and then the more intricate, I'll show you a little closer here, the lace parts at the side. So it's a lot of kind of, it's like half mindless and half mindful. So I really love that about this. This is the yarn I'm using for this is from Pearl Soho. It's called Sweetgrass. So it's let me just grab the label here to make sure I'm getting this right. So it's an undyed yarn, and it's 65% organic cotton and 35% superfine alpaca. It is soft. It is drapey. It has this nice weight to it. And I think it's just going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous sweater. As you can see, it's going to be like quite oversized, but that's, that appears to be kind of the look. There's quite a bit of positive ease in this one. So I finished the body. This was knit bottom up, and these are just little placeholders for the shoulders. And then I also managed to finish the first arm. So this is the first sweater I'm knitting that has a set-in sleeve, so we'll see how this goes. I messed up on the sleeve a few times. I actually found this, there's a lot going on at once. Like there's the increases as well as the lace at the same time, so keeping track of all that was a little bit challenging, but it was good challenging. I really liked it. And as you can see, like the arm is also on this bias knit, which I think is going to look really cool once it's all blocked out. So I just started the second sleeve, and I doubt I'll be finished this by next episode, but maybe the one after, like hopefully sometime in June I'll be done this. So I'm really, really excited. Just a couple things about this. First of all, Purl Soho, I've started using their yarn more. I've always coveted their yarn, but because I'm in Canada, obviously there's shipping, which isn't too bad. I think it's like a $10 flat rate, but then there's also customs, like duties, all that stuff that you have to pay when it comes into Canada. So it usually I try and grab things when they're on sale, because they do have some gorgeous yarn. And this one is like a new favorite of mine. I'm definitely going to be using this more, especially in summer knits, because the cotton content, I believe, will make it a bit more breathable, but we'll see how this works. Like I mentioned with the Romper, I did go up a needle size because of my tight knitting. So I think, let me just double check here. What did I use? Okay, so I knit the gauge for this one, and I'm really glad I did, because I got a much tighter gauge than the pattern recommends. So I got 32 stitches and 45 rows in 10 centimeters or 4 inches, and the pattern is 29.5 stitches and 36 rows in the same area. But I really loved the fabric I got, so like that slightly tighter gauge. So I decided to knit a size up from what I usually would. So this is a size 5 or an extra large, depending on how you read the pattern. And I used a US 2.75 for the main fabric, US 2.75 millimeters, and then a US 1.5 2.5 millimeters for the ribbing. And I also used US, what did I do? I used the US 2.5 for the portions worked flat, because in the main fabric, because I knit quite a bit looser when I'm purling, so I find it, if I go kind of down one needle size in the main fabric, when I'm working flat versus in the round, it tends to even out really well. So we'll see after this is blocked. I mean, from the way it looks now, it's pretty good. It looks pretty even. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. I don't know. Let me know if you're totally confused and I can re-explain it maybe. But yeah, so this is the Faye. I'm super excited. It should be finished soon. And yeah, I'm actually working on one more thing that I thought I'd be able to share with you today, but I cannot. So I think next episode I should be able to share with you what I've been working on. It's something I've been working on for a little bit. I'm not too far along, but I'm also really excited about this like secret project. So I will share that with you guys as soon as I can. Yeah, so that's my second work in progress, and honestly, like, I don't have any cross stitch for you guys today. I've worked a little bit on the raccoon, but like nothing worth showing, I don't think. So next is acquisitions. I know a lot of people, like, in their podcast say like feel free to go if that's not your thing. And like, same for me, honestly. If you tuned in to now, I'm so thankful. And hopefully you come back later. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to some of what I did in San Francisco, where I saw and what I got. So the first place I visited was a little store in a town called Los Altos, which is walking distance from where my sister and brother-in-law live. So it's about a 45-minute walk. It was a gorgeous day. I mean, like sunny California. It was just like perfect. And I knew it was snowing here, so I was just fully enjoying myself. And I had no idea. I was just looking like, oh, are there any yarn stores nearby? Because my they were busy. I kind of had the afternoon to myself. So I walked down there, and it's called Uncommon Threads. And there were two women working there. They were so lovely. They were so nice. I didn't get their names. I should have gotten their names, but I'll show you. I bought a little, just like a little, my needle gauge and swatch gauge broke. So I bought a new one, and this is their little logo. So that's them. And I asked about local yarn. So they showed me around. They had, so this store they had, I had never seen spin cycle yarn in person, and I had never seen La Bien-Aimée in person. I understand even more now why people are so obsessed with those yarns. I didn't splurge on either of those. I decided to go for something different. So this one first caught my eye. This is Anzula luxury fibers, and the oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, just 1 sec. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. This is Anzula yarn, or Anzula luxury fibers, and this is hand dyed in Fresno, California. So I thought that was really, really neat. I've never heard of this this yarn before, and it's hand dyed, which is wonderful. It's also so soft. So this is it's called their squishy sock base, and it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. This is another first for me. I've never bought an MCN yarn before, so this will be really fun to use. The colorway is Robin, and this is a fingering weight. So it's, the yard just says it's around 385 yards or 352 meters. So I'll just give you a close up of this. I love this color. This color is my jam. I love it so much. So I had to get this guy. And then this also caught my eye. So this is a Shawl Zauberball Crazy. I've seen these all over the place. I've never seen them in person. And they're really cool. It's like a fractal spun. It's a 2-ply fingering weight, and it's 100 grams. Let's see, what's the yardage? 420 meters. And I don't know what a fluspet is the color, but it's really cool. It's like these notes of teal and blue and dark green and ochre and brown and like that cognac color. I just think it's gorgeous, and I thought these went together perfectly. So yeah, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to knit. There's a cowl online that I'm kind of thinking about, but maybe I'll wait until next episode when I decide what I'm going to knit with this. But these are just, I think they're gorgeous, and it'll be a fun little reminder of what, of my trip out there. So those are these two things. There is also a store in Los Altos called Needle Studio. So they're a fabric store, and they had a bunch of Ruby Star Society fabric. This is so cute. I just like, look at these little cats, little cat tigers. My sister and brother-in-law have a little cat named Micro, and this reminded me of her. Hopefully I can find a photo and I'll just add it in so you can see. She's adorable. This is adorable, and I thought this is a linen cotton kind of canvas, heavier weight canvas, and I thought this would be perfect for another project bag. So I just got a yard of this, and hopefully this will turn into a project bag soon. Also from that store, they had these really cool, so I've seen these online before, but this one is, I've never seen this type. So this is a magnetic, like, Notion slash, I'm going to use it as a pin holder. I'm constantly losing pins in my studio, and I'm always afraid of, like, poking my foot, so I actually usually wear shoes in here, but this I can just, like, literally go around and pick up all the pins, and there's much less chance that they're going to be, like, scattering all over the place with the magnetic field here. So, and it's just really simple. It's, like, quite heavy. I love the just, like, minimalist black look, so that I got that, and this really cute little Notions tin. I thought that was adorable, so I picked this up too. And one more thing I treated myself to was these labels by Kylie and the Machine. And I don't know if you can tell, but these say this is the back on it, which I funnily always have issues with. So I'm hoping to use this both in my sewing and my knitting, especially with sweaters like this, like the laces on the back as well. So having, being able to tell what's the back is actually really difficult. I actually have to look at this like for a couple seconds and be like, okay, where the short rows, they go in the back. Anyways, these will be really cute for my garments that I make moving forward. We did spend one day in the city, so it's about a 45-minute drive from where I was staying to San Francisco proper. So San Francisco is actually like, it's quite small. It's actually the proper, like, boundaries of the city is, you can walk it. I think it's around like 12 miles or something. Anyways, so we went into the city, and we went to a friend's son's 3rd birthday party, which was really fun. And then we went to the MoMA, the SF MoMA. I've been there before. It was renovated a few years ago. It's a beautiful building, and they just have so many cool exhibits in there. And there was it was the last weekend of an exhibit, so we visited there, and then we went to a knitting store because I insisted. So we went to ImagiKnit, which is like right in the middle of the action in San Francisco. It's near Dolores Park, like Mission area. And it was such a treat. First of all, everyone working there was amazing. So helpful, so friendly. There was actually a representative there from Shibui, and I was talking to her for like half an hour, I think. And it was on, like, there's so much yarn in there. They had one side of the store was all like animal fiber, and then it was organized by weight. And then they had a whole other room for plant fiber. And then they had a whole wall of knit up samples that they were selling, which, like, was amazing. My sister went crazy. She bought a few things that they had for like some of the prices for these samples were like lower than what you would pay for the yarn. So I'm not sure why they were, like, you know, selling things for such like deep discounts, but she was really excited and happy. And they did have a couple of, they didn't have a ton of local yarn. I think maybe it's just like not much of a thing, but I did notice they had a ton of colors in the Malabrigo Noob. So this is, I think it's Spanish for cloud. I think that's what noob means, and hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly. Who knows? Tell me if I'm not. But these will pop up here every once in a while, but they sell out almost immediately, and they there's always limited colors, and they had a ton there. So I scoured through them and I got this first one, which is the color's called Boreal, and I just like the colors are so beautiful. Like, this is going to be so much fun to spin up. And the nice thing about these Malabrigo, they're hand dyed, but they're very, very affordable. So these ones were $16 American for 100 grams of hand dyed merino. That's awesome. Like, you can't, that's pretty much the best deal for hand dyed fiber. So I got this one, and then I also got this one I've opened already, but this one is called India Cheetah or India Sita. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. So this is more like blues and greens. So I actually think these would be fabulous together, or I could spin them separately. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I'm trying to improve, so it's always fun to have these nice colors in my stash for when inspiration strikes. And a little bit off topic, but I thought I'd show you anyways because I'm really excited about these two books. I got a couple books at the MoMA. So the first is like not craft or knitting related at all. I just thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. It's called The Field Guide to Dumb Birds of North America. So there's these just like cute little sketches in here, and basically making fun of birds and how stupid they are. But I just thought it was the cutest thing ever, so I picked this one up. We're always looking, like, there's a lot of birds around here, so we're always looking, and honestly I have like a love-hate relationship with all the birds around here. They're always like causing mischief, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to get this. And then the second one, which is more fiber related, is this book called The Secret Lives of Color. This is so cool. So I'm trying to get into dyeing a bit. I'm slowly acquiring all the things I need. I haven't dived in yet, but I'm going to. And this book goes through, I think there are 75 colors in here, and there's like a whole essay on each color and, you know, the history, how it came to be, like how it was originally dyed before like synthetic dyes existed, and it's fantastic. Yesterday I read all about Scarlet, which has a lot of like moral and biblical and royal intonations and all that. It's really interesting. It's a really cool book. So if you are interested in this kind of thing, I highly recommend this book. It's an awesome book. Also, while I was away, I received the next Lene magazine. So my boyfriend got me a year subscription for my birthday, and I love these magazines. They're so beautiful. I could go on and on. And this issue, it's number 14. There's always, you know, some issues for me that are they're just more style than others, and this one is a winner. Like, there are so many beautiful patterns in here, and I mean, like, look at how pretty. So many like lighter summer knits, and if you look on Ravelry, they have all of these projects on. The only way you can purchase them right now is through the magazine, but I'm gonna have to plan some more projects. Yeah. So I think that's it for today. Again, I have no idea how long I talk for, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, who continues to tune in. I'm just blown away by the positivity I've received, and like I can't believe people are actually like subscribing. I appreciate it so much, and it's just been so rewarding to sit here and be able to share my, you know, my crafts, my making, my knitting, and everything else with you. So thank you so much. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.